Hello, hello. Right now, I just wanted to say that I'm feeling abundant. I'm feeling like a waterfall that is pouring and just oozing out good sources of energy and nutrients, as well as minerals and nutrients. I feel as though if I had to describe myself right now, I'm feeling like a canal full of nutritious water for the plants around me to feed off of and grow at exponential rates. I feel like right now it could provide everlasting harvest to a field of crops. That's how good I feel right now because Jujutsu Kaisen came back with chapter 153 of the manga. It's been like a month now, and the our author, Gege Akutami Sensei, uh, took the well deserved rest that was needed actually because I think there were some health concerns. I don't know the full story, but I'm just glad that they're okay, and I'm glad that they're able to write or able to produce the level of quality that Jujutsu Kaisen has to offer because I knew something was up in earlier chapters. Some of the drawings were done to completion. I didn't really mind. I don't really mind that, but yeah, I just thought that it was kind of odd. But in this chapter, every drawing seemed like it was done to completion, and so I take that as a sign that maybe Gege Akutami is fully healed, fully rested, and feeling good again. But God forbid if Gege Akutami Sensei needs to take another break. Yes, 100%. Please do because, we need authors because so we can get the manga. If 1 + 1 = 2, am I right? But anyways, chapter 153 came out. I just want to start by saying I love Hikari. He is so freaking cool. He looks so cool. I want to start out about Hikari before I go into like what I feel about his character right now. I think what I've been seeing a lot, especially on Reddit, people are saying that it's a redesign of his character. I don't really think it's a. I mean, I think it's a redesign, but not in the traditional sense. I think like honestly, what it looks like to me, he took out his braids, he just grew a full afro, and dyed it, and got some new drip because uh he doesn't look all that different. And also, the only like times we've seen Hikari have been like side profile views of his face, where we only see half his face. And to me, honestly, I feel like the only thing that's changed about him is we get to see his full face. His haircut's obviously different, and he's wearing different clothes. But besides that, I don't think it's necessarily like a redesign in that sense of like Gege Akutami had an idea of what he wanted the character to look like and was like, nah, I'll go for something else. But yeah. Also, we know what I like about Hikari though. I'm just going to get right into Hikari. Is I just love him. He has drip. I can tell. I love that. We've gotten like little specks of who he is as a character within the series before now. Like we know that he's kind of been like the problem child, the black sheep of Jujutsu High. The elders don't fuck with him because he doesn't really like to follow the rules. You can tell just by this chapter alone. He likes to use his powers. He likes to use Jujutsu sorcery, in ways that benefit him, whether it follows the guidelines or not. We see Megumi going like, dang, because Hikari has a fight club set up where non-Jujutsu sorcerers can come and watch people with superpowers pretty much brawl and fight. And Megumi, we see him in a panel. He goes like, that's pretty much that's pretty much going against every single law Jujutsu sorcerers have. But Hikari doesn't give a shit because he's making money and he's doing good. And I just love that aspect about him. Like these are mine, my gifts, my powers. I'm gonna use them however the fuck I want. And yeah. Also, another thing I noticed about Hikari is I don't think he's gonna be a bad guy per se. I don't think he's gonna have like too ill of intentions for the sole fact that of how cautious he seems. He seems like someone who, even though, like, for example, even though he runs a fight club and all this, he's very cautious of who he lets meet him, who he allows to meet him, and who he doesn't. Like we see, he even lets Panda join the fight club, which is, I mean, what a great twist. Like, seeing Panda again, I mean, it's such a treat. I mean, how can you not like Panda? He's amazing. He just look at him. But yeah, we see that he knows who Panda is, and he allows him to join the Fight Club, but he won't. He's keeping his distance. Kari is like always trying to keep his distance. You can tell, and stay in his own lane, and that for one I feel like is pretty telling of his character. So yeah, I just don't get like evil. I guess evil would be the right word. I don't think he's an evil person, and I'm excited to see how him and Itadori riff off each other, because Itadori is such like a upfront and personal kind of guy. He's so friendly, and he's has an abundance of energy, and Hikari seems a little more laid back and kind of wants to manipulate things behind scenes. When they actually interact, I feel like it's gonna be a. I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be friends for some reason. I feel like they're gonna have a really interesting dynamic. I'm very excited for that. But anyways, getting into the chapter itself, it's a setup within the setup. So obviously the overarching, setup is the culling games. Everything that's happening in recent chapters is pointing towards like the start of the culling games. And in this chapter, they're trying to get Hikari. They want to talk to Hikari and hopefully get him on his side, because apparently he's one of the strongest Jujutsu sorcerers to come out of Jujutsu High. Even Yuta and Gojo hold him on a very high pedestal in terms of how strong he is. So anyways, in this chapter we see Yuji and Megumi team up to infiltrate the Jujutsu Fight Club that Hikari has established and apparently has been running for some time. Megumi and Itadori show up at an abandoned parking garage, acting as a venue for Hikari's illegal underground fighting exhibitions. Upon arrival, Yuji and Megumi are able to talk their way into the venue under the condition that only Yuji can enter and fight. This is because Hikari is already slightly suspicious of Megumi for whatever reason. This works out in Megumi's favor because he can play more of a spy role while Yuji does what he's good at, which is, hand-to-hand combat, as we've seen time and time again. But anyways, Yuji enters. He's preparing for his first fight, which happens to be no other than Panda, which I think personally, narratively, this is no coincidence. This isn't random that it would be Panda. I think that it serves actually as more characterization for Hikari as a character, because even Panda says it that Hikari knows who Panda is and is suspicious of Panda, but allows Panda to fight without ever actually being able to meet Hikari or talk to him or anything of the sort. Hikari's purposely keeping his distance from Panda because he's because he's suspicious of him, but is allowing him to fight. And I think the reason he's allowing him to fight is because, well, Panda is a panda, and when you're running an underground fighting club, what better than to have a panda that can fight and use magical powers and that has superpowers that can talk. So yeah, I think that honestly is not random. I don't think that was just let's throw Panda in. Although I'm glad that we got Panda anyways. How can you not love Panda? But yeah, I think that serves as a nugget of characterization for Hikari. As Yuji and Panda are fighting, as they're trading blows, they're actually talking to one another, and this is where a new character is brought up that I don't think we've ever seen or heard about this character. Her name is Kiara, and apparently she was also a third year of Jujutsu High and is now supposedly, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and assume that her and Hikari are dating. That's just what it looks like, but Panda talks about her having a troublesome ability that they should look out for. We don't know what this ability is. He never says. But as they're trading blows, they kind of understand why each of them are there. And Yuji and Panda work together to stage a fight for themselves. And Yuji ends up winning and is now able to see Hikari. Hikari is surprised that, because Hikari doesn't know who Yuji is at all. So he doesn't expect anyone's able to beat Panda. And when Yuji does, Hikari said he thinks to himself that he can use Yuji to make tons of scripted fights to make even more money. So Yuji and Megumi, that's a win for them. They've piqued Hikari's interest as planned, and because of that, I'm assuming that they'll be able to, or at least Yuji will be able to meet Hikari next chapter, and we'll actually get some interesting one-on-one dialogue, I'm sure. It also seems as though the new third year Jujutsu sorcerer we've been introduced to, Kirara, I think that's how you say her name, Kirara, has possibly some sort of surveillance ability. I'm mainly assuming this because at the end of the chapter, Hikari asks his guards to keep an eye out on Megami and volunteers her to also keep an eye on him. So just based off of that, I'm assuming it's something like that. Also, Panda says she does have a troublesome ability. All in all, I'm just really excited that Jujutsu Kaisen is back to being released weekly again. I'm happy that our sensei, Akutami, is feeling better, hopefully completely healed with whatever ailment they were dealing with. And, it's crazy. Jujutsu Kaisen it so easily became one of my favorite manga of all time, and like I say that very confidently. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. I love everything it does. It's able to be fast paced, but also like I feel like it doesn't suffer because of how fast paced it is. Or I think it can sometimes, but overall it's just amazing. So I'm excited for next week's chapter that will hopefully get more into Akari, because he is. And maybe I'm a little too trigger happy, but Akari is already like, I'm already looking at this man like, ooh, you might have to be, one of the favorite characters when it comes to this manga in particular. I'm already liking his vibe. I feel like I can feel his vibe emanate from the pages. He has that ability, or maybe that's Akutami's ability, or maybe it's both. Mainly it's Akutami's though, because they are the author. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Again, I'm excited for Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 154 dropping next week. Definitely going to read the spoilers for that because I can't wait to get some more Hikari, just dialogue and characterization, honestly. If next chapter is just all Hikari talking and just learning more about him and kind of like his viewpoints, his morals, his ideology, oh my god, I would be a extremely happy man. But that's the end of this video. Bye-bye.